Good morning and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel ahead of deadline 16. Of course, if you've got any questions about your team, get them in the chat. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. Of course, as well, with the deadline streams, we will be doing team reviews throughout the stream. So if you want to get your team sent to me over on Twitter at FPLTom_, or of course over on Blue Sky as well, we'll go and check both of those out, give you my honest feedback, let you know where I should be at with your transfers and stuff like that. Of course, there's a poll going around in the chat as well for the top captain for this week, so make sure you're getting your votes in for that one as well. I do believe yesterday's poll we had in the deadline preview stream had Cole Palmer winning it. I'm interested to see if that's going to be the case yet again today. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. Obviously, we are a little bit early, so we're probably going to be wrapping up a little bit early. Yeah, I've got stuff to sort out this afternoon. That's pretty much it. So there you go. There you go. But get your questions in. Any that you do have, let me know. Jessica said your voice sounds wrecked already, lad. Yeah, it's not sounding great this morning. But this is usually how it sounds in the morning. It's the morning voice, and then it kicks in a little bit, and then it dies again. I did my vocal warm-ups. Don't worry, I did the vocal warm-ups as I usually do. But we gotta, we gotta just soothe it in a little bit. All right, we gotta soothe the voice in a little bit. Of course, the coin's here as well. If you do need any top advice from the coin and you don't want to take mine, that is completely acceptable as well, and I do understand that if you want to take that. Someone's asking me my transfers. We'll go through that in a second. We'll take a look at my team and how it's all lining up, of course. Jimbo the Daddy, okay, says, hi, bench boost with a bench of Fabianski, Semenyo, 8 Nuri and Kirkez. That's got to be a decent bench boost, you know. I reckon that's got to be a decent bench boost. I think I'd go for that, you know. I think I'd be tempted with that. All of those players have got decent fixtures, so why would you not go for that? Yeah, I think I'd play the bench boost on that one, mate. Got to be Palmer, given Brentford's away form. Yeah, 1 point on the road so far this season. Pretty horrific. Watch this be the day that it all goes tits up and they actually win. It very easily could. It'd be so FPL, wouldn't it? Let's head on then. Let's take a look at how my team is lining up for this week then. Of course, it's looking pretty good. It is looking pretty good. Obviously, I made my transfer last night. I ditched Visser. I know, heartbreak. We've had Visser for a while and he's done exceptionally well for me. But we have brought in Alexander Isak instead of him with 2 absolutely peach fixtures up next. And on the 11 of 5's projected goal model going forward for the next 6 game weeks, I think he's 5th in terms of projected goal involvement. So I think that's a pretty good deal we've got ourselves there as well. So yeah, that's the only transfer I've got. Of course, we do have another one in the bank, but I'm going to roll that one. I don't think there's probably any kind of reason to make another transfer, to be honest. Again, the Mbeumo replacements, I could get Bowen, but yeah, I'm just not feeling any of them. So we're going to stick with that. And then obviously take 2 into next week. Again, we'll assess our position, see what we need to do. But again, I think looking at how the team was lining up in FPL team or review, I can't remember which one it's called. I think, again, it might just be a case of another roll, to be honest. Hi, mate. I have Haaland, Salah. Do you think Haaland is a good captaincy? Currently, I have it on him. I don't think he's a bad one, but I think I'd probably go Salah with the numbers. I think Haaland on his own is going to be a big enough differential that you wouldn't even have to worry about kind of the other one as well. Hi, Tom. Would you do Bruno and Visser to Isak and Semenyo? I would bench Gvardiol and Rodgers. Yeah, I probably would. I probably would do those 2 moves. Cheers, mate. Yeah, Kirkez looks a pretty decent punt as well at the moment. They've got that new guy as well with Senesi out for 3 to 4 months, who did the chill guy celebration when he scored the other week at 4.3. So if you are looking for a budget defender, he could be a really, really good one. He could be a decent one. Yeah. I think that was literally the only transfer I really needed to make. I think everything else was kind of just already in place, so I don't think there was really a need or a requirement to do any other transfers, to be honest. That was my opinion on it anyway. That's how I felt about it. There wasn't really like a need or a requirement to do any other sort of transfers. Hi, Tom. I've already sold Mbeumo for Enzo. Now considering selling 8 Nuri or Mikalenko for Trent. Probably got to be Mikalenko, mate. I'd go Mikalenko because the fixtures are just not there. The fixtures are terrible. So I'd go Mikalenko on that one. Start free from Gabriel, Trent, Gomez, and Hall. I would play Gabriel. I'd play Trent. And then you know what? I think I'd probably go like Hall. I mean, that defensive line is pretty ridiculous. You're probably going to end up with some points on your bench. But I probably would bench Gomez because you've got Trent to cover him. Play Gabriel and probably play Colwell. I think Chelsea's clean sheet percentages were better than Newcastle's. Actually, no, sorry, play Hall over Colwell. Just because Chelsea's clean sheet percentages weren't as good as Newcastle's. I'm a bit worried since either Gabriel or California is back and I bought Timber for Gavardiol. It's still a decent... Like, I expect Timber to still play, so I wouldn't worry about it. Hey, man, how's it going? Hope you're doing decent. Hope you're doing decent. Let me know if you've got any questions in the chat, guys. Of course, get your questions in nice and early. There is a poll going around on the chat as well. So get your votes in for that one. Like I said, we'll be doing team reviews as well a little bit later. We'll get a good batch of those in. At FPLTom_. Leave it under my pinned tweet. And as always, we are trying to hit 11,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you do want to help me out, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It means the absolute world to me. And if we could hit 11k subscribers by the end of the year, that would be a pretty cool milestone to hit. I can't lie, it would. Hi, Tom. Bruno or Mbuemo? I would probably play... Would I play Bruno this week or would I play Mbuemo? I think I'd play Bruno, you know. I think I would actually play Bruno, the form that City are in at the moment. What time am I rating teams? We'll usually give it I reckon 10-15. 10-15 we'll do team reviews, alright? We'll get a good batch in and then we'll start reviewing some teams. So I reckon around 10-15, yeah. We'll do some teams. By the way, if you're unsure where to leave that, let me get the post up for you guys. Give me a second. Where's the post? Where's the post? This post right here. If you want to just leave your team under here, that would be stupendous. And then obviously I can find it. So there you go. Yeah. If you want your team rating, leave it under there. Let me know what plans you've got with your teams as well. Any transfers that you're thinking about. Let me know in the chat. Looking at the poll, early doors, Palmer 47%, Salah 45%, but it has just ticked back up to 47%. It's very, very close between the two. I expect both of them to have 100 plus effective ownership. I just do. I think that's the way it's going to go today. Both players, 100 plus effective ownership. I think that is how it's going to look today. Maybe Salah edges it slightly because he's probably the more, I would say, casual pick. And people that won't do the team either. Who do I captain, Salah or Palmer? I think we went through this quite a lot in yesterday's deadline preview stream, and I'll happily do it again. But the reason I've selected Palmer is a number of factors. Okay, so Chelsea on the betting markets are top for projected goals, only slightly above Liverpool, 0.2. So it's not like massive amounts on projected goals, but it is always something. I do like to have my captain in the game with the most projected goals. Brentford's away form as well. They've only picked up 1 point on the road. Defensively as well, Brentford have left a lot to be desired and currently sits 17th for expected goals conceded. So a lot kind of pushing in that favour. Fulham, on the other hand, they're 4 for projected goals. Again, if we look at the clean sheet odds on here, Fulham are sat at 8%. Brentford are sat at 6%. Again, if we move forward to the predicted points from Fantasy Football Hub, again, if you want to go and check that out, I will leave a link in the description. And of course, 8.1 for Palmer and Brentford, 7.8. Again, it's really, really tight between those projected goals, but again, it's still leaning more towards Cole Palmer as well. So there's another factor going there as well. And then finally, the projected kind of anytime chance of returns. Palmer tops that list. Palmer tops that list. And I believe as well, if I'm not mistaken, on the 11ify website, I do believe he's higher for projected goal involvement. Let me just quickly bring that up and have a look for you guys. Let me quickly bring that up. Where's the 11ify website? Here we go. Right, let me bring it up and then I'll share my screen again. But yeah, that's my thought process behind going for, of course, Palmer for this week. Yeah. So here we go. I've filtered it by match day 16 so you guys can see this, all right? So this is just match day 16, and here you have projected goal involvements from the 11ify model. Has Cole Palmer as the top. Not even by like a bit, by a distance, it has Cole Palmer top. So I think that's the reason I'm very bullish on Cole Palmer this week. I think he looked really good last week as well. I know some people might say, well, he got 2 penalties, stuff like that. But yeah, I think look, it's going to be tight whatever. It is going to be tight whatever. Going against Salah, and the kind of position he's in is always going to be scary. But I think with everything that I've seen from a data perspective and a little bit of a gut feel, I think Palmer's going to be the right one for me personally. But again, each to their own on that one. Each to their own. Hello, Tom. Help me out, please. Between Semenyo, Wood, and Bowen, start what two, bench one. I would probably go Wood and Bowen and bench Semenyo for me personally. Do you not think Everton at home is easier than Fulham and Thingy away? I don't think it is. I think as well, Saka's not like a mega hauler, if you know what I mean. He's not somebody, if you look throughout his point scoring tallies in FPL, is somebody that consistently picks up mega hauls. Like, he's a good player to have, don't get me wrong. He's a great player. He can pick up the mega hauls. But compared to the likes of Palmer and Salah, who consistently do it on a more regular basis, I would rather captain one of those two. And again, I would say you're sticking a little bit more safer as well with effective ownership. For me personally. That's how I feel about it. Having Saka and Haaland this week will be great, but they'll probably be around like 60, maybe up to 80 or maybe even 90% effective ownership. Palmer and Salah are going to be plus 100. So I think if you don't have one of those captain, could be a bit of a dangerous week for me personally. That's for me. Of course, there are other options as well on here. Alexander Isak looks like a decent option as well with the form that he's been in recently as well. Could be a great option in terms of a differential cap, but again, I don't think I'd be feeling it. Best midfielder under 6 million. I mean, Enzo has to enter that conversation, doesn't he? I still think Morgan Rogers is a fine player to be going and buying as well. Yeah. No worries, Isaac, mate. No worries. I'm captaining Palmer, but as a Chelsea fan, a tad nervous. We haven't beat Brentford at home in donkey's years. Visser goal for sure. Visser only scores at home. So do Brentford. And look, it will be a difficult game, but I think at the same time, yeah, I think they'll win. No worries. Anytime. Yeah, Brentford's home form is absolutely dire at the moment. But watch this be the game where they win. That's fully how it's gonna be, isn't it? Away form terrible, but you know what? A couple wins in, done, bosh, sorted, secured like that. If you are enjoying today's stream, make sure you are hitting that like button. It does push it out to more people, and that is exactly what we want with today's stream. Get your votes in for the poll as well. And if you are new around here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It absolutely means the world to me, and we are trying to hit 11,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So yeah, thank you very much. Can you use the coin stuck on who to captain between Salah and Palmer? We'll build it up a little bit, Cap, and then we'll get the coin back out. All right, we'll get some hype for the coin, yeah, because I think that's going to be the big one, isn't it, this week? Salah or Palmer cap. We'll let the coin decide, and obviously go for it. Fleckham masterclass needed. Him to save a Palmer pen. I think there was a stat. Cole Palmer sent the keeper like the wrong way. However many penalties he's had, there's only been like 2 or 3 he's not sent the keeper the wrong way, which is a ridiculous stat, by the way, and shows like he must be doing something in his approach, his eyes. There's got to be something that he's doing to send the keepers consistently the wrong way. So he's a really, really good penalty taker. Isak or Cunha? Longer term, I'd want Isak. Show us your jumper. Yeah. Here we go. You ready? So it's a nice Christmas jumper. You're thinking, okay, nice and festive. We can see the North Pole just peeping out on the screen. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? There we go. That is how the jumper looks. So we have a lady, a nice presentable lady, dancing on the North Pole. And then we have some elves here with money. Now, if you're a smart young man, you can put all that together. So yeah, there you go. There was the Christmas jumper show and tell. There was the Christmas jumper show and tell that I imagine a lot of you appreciated. I think it kind of sums up this channel, doesn't it, really? I was going to wear it to work, and then I was like, no, I'd definitely get fired if I wore that to work. 100% get fired if I wore that one to work. So yeah. It's a festive fit, though. It's a festive fit. I'm off to the Christmas markets in a little bit as well. Demonetized. That's why I was like a lady dancing. I avoided the keywords there. I avoided the keywords there, Jessica. Don't worry, I'm safe. I'm safe. Start Flecken or Johnson? I think, right, you could go Flecken and they could get absolutely demolished, but he'll come away with like 8 saves. Clean sheet wise, it is going to be Johnson that will have better odds. It will be. Best 4.4 million defender, thinking of Dunk or Emerson, need to upgrade Rogers to JJ Iwobi next week. There's the new guy from Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth. Get the club right. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, so give me a second. He did the cool guy celebration like 2 weeks ago. Where is he? This guy here. Apparently, Senesi's going to be out for quite a while. So, yeah, he's played back-to-back 90s as well. 0.6 owned, 4.3 million. He could be the one that you're looking for in that budget range as well. So I think he's got to be the one, really, for me personally. Yeah. He's got to be the one. Hodgson, I think that's how you pronounce it. Hodgson. We'll go with that. Morning, Tom. Mikolenko out for Gabriel Timber or save the money with Kirkes. I think I would be tempted if we get leaks that Gabriel's starting. I think I'd probably move to Gabriel. Yeah, I probably would move to Gabriel. Start Hall or Kirkes. I think you've got to start Hall this week. Better clean sheet odds, so yeah, I'd go with Hall on that one. Start Semenyo or Rogers. Ooh, I think I'd probably go Semenyo considering how good Forest defence has been this season. Worth doing Flecken to Allison for a -4. I don't think for a -4, but I like the transfer going forward. Pickford or Flapianski. I probably would go Pickford. Not Pickford. Fabianski. I'm going Selvo. Yeah, I probably would go Sells over Fabianski. I sent my team on X. Wonderful stuff, mate. We'll go and look at some of those in a little while. So if you do want your team reviewed, head over to my Twitter at FPLTom_. Leave it under my most recent tweet, and we'll get those renews as well. Oh, he's going to be nailed. Senesi's out to 3 to 4 months, so he'll be playing most games. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's probably going to be wait for the Gabriel leak for a lot of people's team, isn't it? And again, with the kickoffs being a little bit delayed, obviously the deadline is at 1:30 today. Yeah, we probably should get some sort of leak. Orange Apple has said it's pronounced Hausen. Okay. Hausen. Someone let me know if that's correct or I'm just absolutely butchering it again. And Orange Apple's had my nicknames down. You know what I mean? Got an Nacho replacement? I probably would say Enzo's probably going to be the one, isn't he? For the price you're paying for him. Like I know I was quite hesitant on Enzo, but the price you're paying for him, of course, as well, you've got to factor in the not only the price, but the data actually is there, and I didn't think I would ever say that about him. But yeah, the data is there. It just is. Bench Welbeck or Rogers? Ooh, I probably would actually... Who would I bench? I think a bench Welbeck. He's gone off form a little bit. He has gone a little bit cold. So yeah, I think I'd probably bench Welbeck in that one. It's a tough one, though. It is a tough one. Raya or Sanchez? I think you got to play Raya this week. Would you not do Konate and Mbeumo? Oh, would you do, Konate and Mbeumo to Trent and Enzo for free this week? Yeah, probably would, actually. I like both of those. I mean, the goalkeeper transfer one's a difficult one because I think if you're replacing a rubbish goalkeeper like Flecken with a Alisson with the Liverpool projected data, I think that makes sense. That's the only thing I said on that last night. The Enzo one, I went and did a lot of digging and looked at his stats and went, actually, these numbers are quite good. These are actually pretty decent. 0.7 per 90 projected expected goal involvement ranks him around 4th, 6th, 7th, somewhere around there in terms of all midfielders. So, like, for 5 million, you're getting a good deal. I mean, if you don't fancy Enzo, then no one's forcing you to go for Enzo, are they? So it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, I personally would actually prefer Enzo over Semenyo right now if I had to pick between the two. Semenyo's data is not as good as Enzo's over the last 5. The Chelsea fixtures are just it's such an easy hold for players, aren't they? Like, if we look here, right? Look how ridiculously easy it is to hold these Chelsea players for a good amount of time. You could hold them all the way up until here. Right? You just bench Enzo for the City game. And then, look, it's just ridiculous how many good fixtures are in here. Even here, probably bench him for the Arsenal game, but I'd probably have him back in for the Spurs game. Like, honestly, I don't think I'll sell Cole Palmer this season. Unless he gets injured, I don't think I'm going to be selling him. Because there's never, like, a run of, like, absolutely hard games. Like, you're talking your top teams, right? You'd still play him in the City game. Villa's not a red fixture this season. Arsenal will be difficult. Spurs they'll probably beat. But look at this. Then it's back to just great fixtures. Liverpool again, towards the back end of the season, not great. But then it's Newcastle United. And like, it's just good fixtures all round. So I don't think I'm going to sell Cole Palmer again. I really, really don't. And I think Enzo at that price point is just an easy hold for a long, long time. Would you do Aït-Nouri and Mikalenko to Huijsen? I'm going to call him Huijsen. It looks like Huijsen. And Trent Alexander-Arnold. I wouldn't be removing Aït-Nouri ahead of Ipswich and Leicester, who they've got next, I believe. I wouldn't be removing him ahead of those two fixtures. That, to me, seems a bit wild. Yeah. Worth selling Lewis to Cucurella, Colwell, or Aina for a -4. I mean, if you can get by with a defender, I don't think it's worth it. I've conducted a little bit of research on clean sheets. There has only been 57 clean sheets so far in the Premier League, with 39% of way through the season. There was 157 last season in total. That was already a down number from the year before, which was at 209. So, again, if we continue at the same projected rate that we are, we're going to have less clean sheets again this season. So, it's one of those where I think maybe, outside of maybe a Gabriel and a Trent, I'm not really too arsed who plays in the back line, because predicting a clean sheet this season, it's impossible. It is impossible. A missing pen and a red card to follow. Yeah, we're gonna diddle the kid. Oh dear, that sounds wrong. We're gonna do the kid in. There you go. That sounds a little bit better, but still not great. Still not great. I've got 2 free transfers. Planning to sell Bruno and Sanchez for Madueke. Oh my days, and Raya. I don't like Madueke. I'd rather have Enzo. Madueke and Doku are my least favourite Premier League players in the Premier League. They just are. Hi Tom, who's the best replacement for Watkins? He's sat in my team up front. Isak or Jackson for me. They're going to be 2 if you want to stick with that price bracket. Saw Gabriel. Oh, that one flew by. Last week, only 1 clean sheet. Yeah. Yeah, we're probably averaging around 2 to 3, I'd say, per week at the moment. That's probably the way I'm thinking. Is it worth selling Lewis for Coke? Coke? Who's Coke? Trampoline, who's Coke? Who's Coke? I don't know who Coke is. You're going to have to let me know who Coke is. I have 3 Chelsea players already, and I also really want to get Isak. I sold Mbomo to Ahmad and Cunha to Isak. What do you rate those transfers? I don't. I'm not a big fan of selling Cunha ahead of Ipswich. I'm just not. And then next week, Leicester. I'm just not a big fan of that. I think that one could come back to bite you in the arse a little bit. Isak or Jackson? I think, again, with those Chelsea fixtures, it is an easy hold. It is an easy hold. It really, really is. It genuinely is an easy hold for Jackson. But I really, really like the next 2. If you look at the 11FI, we went and looked at the 11FI projected, what's it called? Let me bring it up again. Projected goal involvements over the next few weeks. So Isak's 5th across this period, right? For the next 6 game weeks, okay? Obviously, this week's his big standout. Next week's as well is pretty decent. 18 still fancied. 19 and 20, there's a drop. And then they're back up in game week 21 as well. So it's just really good numbers across the board. Jackson as well is on this list. Like, it's still pretty steady for him. There's quite a big gap, 4.27 to 3.7, but still Really, really decent numbers. So, yeah, I think both could be decent. What to do with Gvardiol? I mean, the City fixtures do turn in the next few weeks. The clean sheet percentages are still there from the 11-5 model, but yeah, I think it's one of those. If I've got the money to go to, if I've got the money to go to a Gabriel or a Trent, I probably would make that move. Captain Salah or Palmer? I'm currently on Palmer, but we'll do a big coin flip in a second, and we'll build some hype and anticipation for the old coin flip. Enzo for a -4 or hold Garnacho and play Raul against Liverpool, or play Garnacho? I'd just play Garnacho. I think you'll be fine. I will do team ratings at 10-15. We'll get team ratings at 10-15. The atrocious spelling of Colwell in this chat as well is, yeah. I mean, I don't think it means anything. I think what they're meaning by that is just the fact that they don't know 100% if Gabriel's going to be fit and available. That's why the FPL scout has probably picked that. So much anticipation for the coin. The coin always gets so much anticipation, doesn't he? Hey man, how's it going? I hope you're doing decent. Like I said, guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribing, all that good stuff. Massively appreciated. Andy's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Andy is in the chat. He says, Isak or Haaland? If I get Isak, Haaland is super hard to get back. What does anybody else think? I think you might want to hold off on that move, Andy. Purely because Haaland's got a decent record against United. He does, right? The fixtures take a big turn around 18-19 over the next few weeks. And you might have yourself a player that nobody else can really get to without building up some transfers and stuff like that. So I think I'd hold, maybe, potentially. For the next few weeks, see how things pan out with these better City fixtures, where he does again become a decent captaincy option. So that's my advice on that one. I wouldn't sell Cunha for a hit. Not with the fixtures. Like, Ipswich are currently sat 19th for expected goals conceded. And Leicester, I think, are sat 18th. Like, after this, yeah, fair enough. Sell him during this horrible run here. But the next two... Like, I said this yesterday on the deadline preview stream. You cannot be selling a player ahead of Ipswich and Leicester. You just can't, right? You can't sell a player ahead of these two fixtures. It just... It's not pertinent for me. It doesn't make sense. I know he's not been great recently. Like, his numbers have been niche. Like, but they've always been niche. He's never, like, absolutely flew off the scales in terms of his expected goal involvement. But he is the main man. He's the big cheese for this side as well. So, yeah. That's my opinion on that one. My captain is set. It is set on Palmer. I'm not changing it. The poll as well currently has Palmer leading, but it is still very, very tight. So keep your votes coming in for that one as well. I'm thinking of getting Rico Lewis in for game week 18, 8 Nuri. Yeah, again, like these City fixtures do turn, and I think maybe just assess how City are looking. Obviously, clean sheets this season seems to be a little bit of a problem for them, but Lewis had a price drop last night. Yeah, you probably would play Lewis more than Mazraoui in future weeks, but at the same time, I wouldn't waste a transfer on it. I'd just build my transfers up. I would. If I'm not, like, if my bench this week was looking a bit woeful, I wouldn't be making transfers for the bench. I'd just leave it. I would. Yeah, agreed, Andy. Agreed. What was your question, Trampoline, again? Thoughts on Roger to Saka for a -4? I don't hate it. Saka's in really, really good form at the moment. Again, another impressive performance in the Champions League. Some good fixtures, but is he going to be captain material that would probably make him -4 worthy over the next few weeks? Maybe that Ipswich game at home. That's probably the one on 18. But I think, who've they got on 18? Fulham, so still a pretty decent fixture. Who've you got? I mean, just Salah in 18 has Leicester at home. So even Saka's there is probably not captaincy material, is he? Could be though. Could be though. And I do think the fixtures coming up are brilliant. He's been in great form, so I do probably think I would go for it. I do really like Bukayo Saka as well. Have him in both my fantasy teams this year, the Champions League one, and of course this one as well. Which, what's not to love, really? What's not to love? Of course, do keep your questions coming in. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline, let me know. Can you tell me who to play out of these four? Robinson, Ahmed, Rodgers, Colwell. I would play Colwell and Rodgers, considering the other two's fixtures. I mean, this is the thing. I'm bullish on Isak, but at the same time, I don't think Jackson is a bad option. I said that. I said, like, you know, I do think he's a good option. And just an easy hold. With the fixtures, he is an easy hold. He is getting the opportunities. He's getting the chances. But the suspension, the fact that Nkunku played 1 week, that's probably the thought in the back of my mind. Like, Wilson's out for another 2 to 3 months again. So there's no real competition for Isak. And I expect him to play 90 minutes most weeks now. So, yeah. Every player in my team has a home fixture, a beautiful sight. Game week 18 to 20, I can see Lewis starting in my team. So, oh yeah, I've read that one. Fast is in my team, but he's so cheap, I don't think he's worth selling. Not really. Unless you're on a wild card, I don't think it's worth like moving those cheap defenders out. Like, Greaves isn't playing, but I'm not wasting a transfer on him. So, yeah. Hi mate, I had a weird dream about Rodgers getting a brace. I might start him now. If you've had the weird dream, back it. Back the weird dream. Hi Tom, can you answer my question, which I tweeted and tagged you in on Twitter? Yeah, I'll take a look in a bit. Thank you very much for that one, Andy. Appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that little bit of nugget of advice. Rodgers is on 4 yellows. So 1 more, and he will be suspended. There you go, guys. 4 yellow cards. Thank you very much, mate. How many goals do you expect in the Arsenal game? I reckon Arsenal win like 3-0. And I reckon Saka's involved in 1. There you go. Levi Colwell, a good option to buy for fast. I mean, if you're going to play him, yes. If you're going to bench him, I don't know. It depends what your team needs for the next few weeks. If you need like that fast replacement to be obviously like rotating around with your other defenders, yeah, perfectly fine to use that transfer. Otherwise, I would rather just keep the transfers and keep rolling. Trent is worth the 0.6 over... Yeah, agreed. I think he is. Hello, Tom. My team is Flecken, Gabriel. I mean, 2 free transfers there. I think the top players for the chopping block have to be Garnacho and Brennan. They probably do. What's the Trent data like for attacking returns? I've watched all our games and I think he's getting less this season. Yeah, I think his data is down a little bit from previous seasons, but I still believe he's one of the top defenders for projected goal involvement and obviously the expected goal involvement per 90 as well. Do I think Gabriel starts this week? Yeah, I think he will. Who to bench out of Bruno, Semenyo, Pedro, Cunha? As I think I have to bench Bruno. I would probably... I mean, if you're going to... Like, you've got transfers lined up, then obviously do the Bruno moves. But otherwise, I probably would bench Semenyo, you know. Play Fernandes or Welbeck? I'd play Fernandes. Penalties, easy. City look absolutely dreadful at the moment. I know it's a red fixture, but I wouldn't see it as a red fixture, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's how I'd see it. Like, I'd be like, yeah, okay. It is a red fixture on paper, but it isn't a red fixture. If that makes sense for people. Like, City at the moment are probably like a grey fixture. They can still do damage, but I won't be afraid to play my players against them. I hope that makes sense for people. Big Sam logic. The thing is, though, Liverpool don't target as much as obviously Arsenal. Can you rate my whole team from 1 to 10? Yeah. I'd probably go an 8. I think it's a very solid side. I probably would say maybe if you can afford to do Sanchez up to Alisson, freeze that Liverpool spot, that Chelsea spot up, and I think Sanchez will probably get dropped at some point. How do we send your teams? If you want to leave them under one of my most recent tweets, let me bring it up for you, like people have done here. Leave it under this tweet right here, and yeah, we'll get those reviewed in around about 15 or so minutes. Flecken to Raya or Alisson worth a -4? I don't think it's worth the -4. No, not for me. Do we know what the average club value is at the moment? Mine's valued at 103.3, which feels decent. Yeah, mine's all of a sudden shot up massively. Since getting rid of Haaland, it's like every week I've had like Salah rises, Palmer rises, Saka rises. Obviously, Cunha's gone up quite a lot, built in value with him. So yeah, I think I've got a pretty decent team value. I think if you're over 103 million, you're in a decent position going forward. He will get dropped. The amount of mistakes he is making at the moment is ridiculous. It's genuinely ridiculous. Like, he will get dropped. I'm telling you now, he can't keep getting away with the mistakes. All the Chelsea fans know it as well. They're calling for his head. Telling you now, he'll get dropped. He will get dropped at some point. The Johnson one's an interesting one. I need to check the predicted lineups on this one. Let me have a quick look. Where's Charlie? By the way, if you're looking for someone that's really decent with the predicted lineups, head over to FPL Meerkat. Really, really decent, to be honest. Does he have Brennan Johnson in here? Does he have him? Where are they? Oh, my stomach's rumbling a little bit. Where's Spurs? Where are you, Spurs? He does have Brennan Johnson in here. So there you go. 87% though. They're saying 87% chance likely. So yeah, I probably would play Brennan Johnson with that fixture. Danesh reckons that they're going to buy Kelleher. I don't think that'd be a bad buy, to be honest. I don't see Liverpool selling Kelleher, though. I don't. Yeah, I've heard good things about the backup goalkeeper. It is his passing ability that Sanchez is just woeful. Yep, we'll be doing team reviews at 10:15. Should I sell Visser? I've sold him. Unfortunately, it's one of those. It is heartbreaking to sell Visser. But I think for me, the temptation of Isak was too much. So that's why I've gone with it. But he's still a really, really good player, especially in home fixtures. The data that he's putting up is ridiculous for his price point. And I think when the fixtures do turn again, I'm going to have him back because he is one of those players that knows how to score. He's still starting games, still a decent forward option, still Brentford's leading number 9 for me personally. But yeah, it's a tough one. I probably would bench Welbeck there, Jessica, I reckon. I think Johnson against Spurs, I get it, and then Mbeumo with penalties. Gabriel playing? I think he will play. I think he'll be back in. But let's wait and see. Like, it could be, again, Arteta mind games and stuff like that. It really, really could. Any leaks? Not this early. We're not going to get any leaks this early. Yeah. Obviously, the deadline isn't till 1:30. So, yeah. I don't think we'll get any leaks probably till around 1 o'clock-ish. Oh yeah, I forgot you've got Madatash as well. So I reckon Kelleher's gone, you know. I do think Kelleher's gone. And then I reckon it'll be Allison and Mad Tashvili that will probably fight it out. Cunha to Isak. Oof. Oof. I just can't get on board with the Cunha to Isak move. I really, really can't. Not ahead of Ipswich. Not ahead of Ipswich. Sean, who was in yesterday's preview stream, he's in the chat as well. He says, hello, gorgeous. I said in the stream yesterday, Palmer cap, no transfers, bosh. Obviously, we did drop Jake yesterday. We dropped him. But Shawnee Boy was in the chat. Let me know what you think of that stream and whether or not you want to see Sean on again. I think people liked him. I think we got quite a positive response. But let me know in the chat if you want to see Sean back on for another episode. We'll get him back on if you enjoyed it. Ish, I was leaning towards benching and Bomo, but Welbeck has been. Yep. Yeah. Agreed. I'm looking forward to this week. I might not be playing Ipswich defenders. Yeah, I'll take a look for you, Andy, mate. Enzo or Semeno? Enzo for me. What to do with Gabriel? I'd give him one more week. Where's the Ipswich one? Ipswich. Where the hell are they? Here we go. So in the back line is Davis, Greaves, Burgess, and O'Shea, apparently, according to this. There you go. Sean, you're not captaining some random NPC defender again this week. Brothers Wash, second channel merchant. Yeah, you are, mate. You're not good enough for the first channel. Get out of here. Get out of here. Do you think it's worth taking a -8 to get rid of Haaland and Buemo, Gabriel and Matoma for Isak, Timber and Palmer and Saka? Do I think it's worth a -8? I don't know if it's worth a -8, no. Gvardiol out, Trent in. Yeah, I think that's a pretty popular move, and I like that move. City just aren't keeping clean sheets at the moment. Liverpool, the best defence in the league for expected goals conceded. I think the projected data over the next few weeks as well is really, really strong. So, yeah, I like it. Do keep your questions coming in. Obviously, the captaincy this week, it's very, very strong towards Cole Palmer, isn't it? 54% for Cole in my stream. 39% for Salah. I'm just going to have a quick check around, see what other YouTubers who are currently live, see what their poll numbers are as well at the moment. Obviously, FPL Focal is live as well, one of the big boys, so he'll have a really decent captaincy poll number in as well. Console, Palmer's top for captaincy in that one. Absolute legend, by the way, go and check him out. Golden Goal live as always as well. Absolute legend and good friend of mine. Who's he got the captain? His is actually leaning more towards Salah, so I don't know if he's been maybe pushing some Salah propaganda in there. Maybe he's got some Salah propaganda. I don't know. And then finally, FPL Focal. Let's have a look at this one, see what his poll's saying. Doesn't have a poll. Doesn't have a poll. What a scrub. What a scrub. What's a scrub, eh? What a scrub. Do keep your questions going in, guys. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline, let me know. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. Of course, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you are hitting that like button. It does push it out to more people. And, of course, hit that subscribe button as well, as you're on the road to 11,000 subscribers. Gvardiol out, Timber in, or Jackson out. I prefer the first option there. Who do I start in my defence? I've got Gabriel, Kirkes, 8 Nuri, Van Dijk. I only want to start 3. I probably would go then Van Dijk, Gabriel, 8 Nuri, done. Hi, should I start Gordon or Fernandez? I'd go Gordon this week, and I probably would say Henderson with clean sheet odds. Yep, by the way, it was good stream yesterday. Great chemistry between you. Oh, cheers. Nice, so thank you. Very appreciate that. Best defence in the league, full stop. Also, Sean was good chemistry. He needs not to shout down the mic when he gets bubbly, but he's got good energy. Yeah, I'll remind him not to shout down it. I'll remind him not to shout down the mic and blow everyone's tabs off. Focal had a poll up earlier. He removed it now. Fair enough. Yeah. I'll just remind Sean never to shout down the mic again. But other than that, he was alright. He wasn't too bad. When is the deadline? The deadline is at 1:30 UTC. No, are we in UTC at the moment? I don't think we are we? Yeah, we are. We are in UTC. There we go. Salah won in Focal's poll. Wow. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah, no more shouting from you, lads. You blew people's tabs off. Bed shitter of the week last week. I mean, maybe the Liverpool game not even being on. What's the poll saying? I'm thinking Palmer cap. Yeah, Palmer's leading mine, but we had a quick scout around other YouTubers leading on consults as well, so maybe he's a little bit pro Palmer propaganda. Salah on Golden Goals and Focals at the moment. They're the only channels I can see live at the moment. Is it worth keeping Rodgers in the team and swapping Mbeumo for Enzo in the long term? Yeah, I probably would be more tempted with the Mbeumo one. I think that's probably the move that I might make in future weeks going forward as well. I mean, it was a woke nonsense, but it massively impacted my team and led to a really, really good game week. So I'm not going to question it. I'm really, really not. I can't question that logic. I really, really can't question that logic. Let's go and take a look at the betting data ahead of this game week before we do some team reviews. Of course, it looks like there's going to be a hell of a lot of goals this week as well. Really, really strong projected goal numbers for a lot of home teams, as you can see. Arsenal, Newcastle, City, Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool, even the lesser games, Brighton, Wolves, Bournemouth as well, all fancy to do exceptionally well on the projected goals according to the bookmakers this week. Chelsea the top, Liverpool in third, Newcastle in second as well. So those that have gone for Alexander Isak could be a very, very profitable day for you guys in this upcoming game week. So lots of goals I'd say would probably be projected over this weekend, which is really, really exciting. I love when that happens. The more goals, the better. Clean sheet wise, again, we're looking at kind of, maybe I would say 3 clear teams that are probably fancy for clean sheets. Arsenal, Newcastle and Liverpool. The rest, yeah, it's not looking great. It isn't looking great, is it, in terms of those clean sheets otherwise outside of that. But the rest, pretty steady across the board. Pretty steady across the board. Thank you very much, mate, for sending me a team. We'll get those reviewed in around about 4 minutes. So if anybody else wants their team reviewed, at FPLTom_, leave it under my most recent tweet, and yeah, we'll get your teams reviewed. Fulham's defence is insane. They've only conceded one goal in 2 games. Brentford's defence is shaky and conceded so many goals. Agreed, mate. Fulham are currently sat 4th expected goals conceded. Meanwhile, I think Brentford are maybe like 17th or 16th on the expected goals conceded as well. So the Fulham defence looking a lot more improved this season. No, I can talk you through the mystery chip. Obviously, I feel like people already know the basics, and I'm still kind of getting to grasp with it a little bit myself, as it wasn't the most easy thing to obviously get your head around, was it, to be honest? But I think, right, obviously, I'm not a big fan of this chip. It's basically, if you've played EFL Fantasy this season, it is like the same as just picking a team for 3 weeks, all right? I don't think there's point in any like kind of transfers of swapping those around. I think that's redundant. I don't think you should do that. I think when it comes in, I'm tempted to do it in the Liverpool double game week, which is being projected in 25. The chip comes out in 24, so I reckon I'd probably do it around that 25 week. So I'd get as many fixtures as possible, right? And the only reason I'm doing that is because I don't have my triple captain. That's the way that I'm looking at playing it, is going to be in that double game week. I could also play a bench boost. I could also play a free hit. I don't know yet. There's also another scenario where I could wildcard in 30 and then look to build it there and leave some budget around and stuff like that. But again, it's one of those. Or do I want to use up another Liverpool slot is the other debate for it. I don't like that it uses up a slot as well. That feels, again, not great. Best midfielder under 6.7 million. I think you're probably looking at Semenyo, Enzo, Rodgers as probably your picks there, mate, to be honest. Bruno or João Pedro. Ooh, I think you'd have to go João Pedro on that one. Yeah, I probably would go João Pedro on that one. Yeah, I think if you've still got that triple captainship left, that has to be played in the Liverpool double game week. Because who have they got in 25? Because according to Ben Crellin, that's the week in 25, right? 25. So they'd have Wolves at home and Everton away as a double. That has to be where you play the triple captain for me. That has to be it. If you've still got it left and it goes into 25, has to be played in there, doesn't it? It really, really does. That's how I'd be thinking on it. Hi, Tom. Should I transfer Mbuemo, Cunha to Enzo and Isak for a -4? I wouldn't do it in -4. Yeah, I know the chip comes out in 24, but the double's apparently going in 25. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the double game week. Brennan Johnson or Mbuemo, I'm guessing you mean to start. I think you have to go Brennan Johnson with that fixture, don't you? Like Southampton, you just do have to go with it. Yeah, I think you do have to go with it. My stomach will not stop rumbling today. It's just been rumbling all morning. No, I'm going to check that. I'm going to check that because I don't think that's right. Have you done your EFL team? I have. I'll post it in a little bit. But yeah, we've done the EFL team for this week. Give me a sec. Let me find Ben. Where's Ben Crellin? And then we'll get team reviews done. Ben. Oh, no, it is 24. You're right. Sorry, mate. Apologies. I thought you put it into 25. It's in 24. Where is 25? So they'd have... Who would they have? They'd have Bournemouth. It's still a great fixture, isn't it? Bournemouth and Everton away. Still going to be using your triple captain, aren't you? You're still going to be using your triple captain. Right, let's go and take a look at some of your teams. Thank you very much for sending me these in, guys. Of course, if you want to keep sending them in, that is completely fine. We'll get as many as we can reviewed in today's stream. Who in place for Enzo Fernandez in here? Maybe Mbuemo is probably going to be your only bet, but do you really want to take a penalty taker out? I don't know if you do. So yeah, it probably would be Mbuemo or Vissa, actually. Vissa for Enzo, I think is the easy one there. A bit worried since either Gabriel or California is back. I bought in Timber for Guardiola. You'll be fine. Rest of the team looks great. Jessica's team, no free transfers, 1.3 mil in the bank. Obviously, we spoke through your benching dilemmas and which way I probably would play Mbuemo over Welbeck. But rest of the team, I think, looks fine for this week. Unfortunately, fast is what it is, but I think you'll be fine. I won't worry about it too much. Thinking about rolling this week. Free transfers next week. Thinking about bringing in Trent and Saka. I mean, if you want to roll, you could roll. Like, the team's completely fine to roll. No problems with it. So, yeah. Go for it. Loving Fantasy Football has naught in the bank. Absolute niche all. Veltman with a flag on, but I guess Aina can come in if you really need to. Palm, yeah, that team's great. That front line as well is ridiculous for this week. Loving it. FPL 4-head, and he's got a picture of Jovino. Love that. Verbergen, Colwell, Davis. Yeah, Isak captain. Ooh, that's a... I think it's got to be for me between Palmer or Salah for captaincy for this week. I think Isak's going to be a big enough differential on his own. Like, I get the captaincy appeal, but I think you've got to go Palmer or Salah for me. Should I sub in Enzo? If so, who's in place of? Probably going to be Vissa. Made two transfers. Jackson to Larkson or Maddison to Palmer. Thoughts? I mean, you've got Palmer in here, so I'm guessing you've made them already. Ooh, and taking Jackson out to bring Maddison up to Palmer. I mean, if you're going to captain Palmer this week, then that makes sense, mate. That does make sense. But taking Jackson out could be a bit risky. I'm going to do it. Mbuemo to Enzo, Digne to Trent. I don't know who to bench between Semenyo and Enzo. I would probably bench Semenyo over Enzo. Have free transfers. Selling Porro, Semenyo and Lewis for Trent, Arsenal defender, and Semenyo to Enzo. I think the Semenyo to Enzo one feels a bit redundant as a transfer. But I like all the other moves you've suggested there. Unless that Enzo one is to free up the budget for the rest of those, then that makes sense. This one is for my brother. He has 5 free transfers, 0.5 million in the bank. What are your thoughts? What transfers would you be suggesting? 5 free transfers and this team looks ridiculous. Absolutely stacked. I think if he's got the 5 free transfers, maybe Alisson to Onana, so he can then take 5 into next week, if he can afford that. That's probably the only move I would make. Onana to Alisson. Done. Then it gives him a Liverpool defender as well in here. That's probably what I'd do. And then he's got 5 again to play with next week. So yeah, I'd do that. Thoughts on this team? Thinking of bringing in Enzo next week instead of Semenyo. Yeah, I think you're in a really good place this week, though. That team's looking ridiculously strong. Good start. Alex has said rate it. All right, my friend. Wood, I think if you still got Wood, probably potentially worth giving him a little bit of a go. Who is this? Who's this in here? I don't know who this guy is. So yeah, I think the team's fine, but I have no idea who this guy is. He definitely shouldn't have the vice captaincy. No Salah could be a bit of a dicey one as well this week, mate. FPL Loki says, I will do Pinnock to Timber, 1 free transfer, 0.8 in the bank. Good. I think the rest of the team's looking good though, mate. Yep. AA1, Verbergen, Digne. Oh my god, this team. There's so many weird players in that back line. Team's looking good though, mate. Saka as your captain's an interesting choice. I think it has to be between Palmer or Salah for me, but Saka still has a great fixture. Good projected goals as well, so I get it. I do get it. Muriel, Welbeck to Isak and Lewis to Timber. Nice. Team's looking really strong, mate. Like that a lot. And then the final one, Rowan says thanks. I haven't rated it yet, Rowan, but we'll give it. That's a good team. Havertz, I don't think's the pick. If I've got a transfer, I probably would do Isak in rather than Havertz here. But yeah, I probably would. I see that guy spamming in the chat. Whack him on mute, please. Get him out of here, Andy or Jamie. Put him on mute for a little bit. Please don't spam in the chat, guys. I will get round to your questions, of course. I will. But yeah, no need to spam in the chat. But yeah, if you want your team reviewing, like I said, we'll get some more of those done in a little bit. So yeah, get your things in there as well. I'll put it on mute. There we go. Put user on a timeout. You can go on a 5-minute timeout. There we go. We can come back in a little bit. Should I sell Mbuemo and Visser for Jackson and Enzo? I like both of those moves. I do. So I probably would. I probably would do both of those. Enzo or Cucurella? Enzo. Cucurella's data is niche all, so not worth doing for me personally. Looking for a cheap 5 million defender to replace... Colwell's a great shout. Genuinely, Colwell is one of my favourite cheap defenders to be going picking up. The Chelsea run is so good you could realistically hold him for the remainder of the season. That's how good this run is coming up. Hi Tom, thoughts on Gomez as a cheap punt? Not bad, yeah. I don't mind it. FPL Tom's 7-hour stream. Bro, I ain't doing a 7-hour stream. I will die if I do a 7-hour stream. I will literally probably explode. My voice is already raspy. You can already hear it like breaking every few seconds. If you put me on that for that long, we're finished. We're finished. Yeah, I think it's time for the coin flip. By the way, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe button as well if you are new around here. Let's do the coin flip. Right. Palmer heads. Salah tails, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the coin has spoken and it has picked Mohamed Salah as its captain for this week. So if you're a big fan of the coin and trust the coin, it's gone with Salah. It has gone with Mohamed Salah. But sometimes you do have to go against the coin. You just do. Do I just take a gigantic point hit and make my team good? No. Slowly take point hits if you need them. Don't take a massive one. I'd probably say like a maximum like -12. I always go against the coin. It's wrong. Palmer all the way. Yep, up the Palmer. The coin can do one. The coin can do one. Saka as a captain. I think it's between Palmer and Salah just because of effective ownership this week. Having like Saka and Haaland will be big enough differentials anyway. So yeah, I probably would stick with the effective ownership of Palmer and Salah and pick one of those two and hope for the best. Hi mate, free transfers in the bank, 0 in the bank. And Buemo Lewis to Enzo and Trent. Already have Jackson and Palmer, please advise. I like both of those. I do like both of those. The coin makes me more worried. The coin's always wrong. The coin hate is flying through the chat here. Gavardio out, Trent/Timber in. Yep, I think that's fine and acceptable moves. Do you think they're both fine and acceptable moves? I mean, the Discord's been great. The Discord is... Yeah. Oh, the Discord's been absolutely popping off recently. I don't know where Jamie... I think Jamie's at work today, or he's out shopping for his daughter. But he was meant to put the race car meme in there. That should have gone in there. I'm glad the Discord's coming back. If one of the channel members, or moderators wants to send a link to the Discord in there, let me know. Send it back in. We'll get it back in. Jessica, do you want to be a moderator, by the way? You've been in here a while, so I feel like you're probably at moderator stance. If you want to be one. Yeah, Brentford 100% is the weaker defence than Fulham. How likely are we thinking Gabriel is playing? I'm looking at taking a -4 this week. I think he'll play. I think he'll play, George. Trust Arteta. Trent or Timber in? Would prefer Trent, I reckon. Gabriel to Trent for a -4. I don't think I'd do it. I'd give Gabriel one more week. Thank you for sending that in, George. Appreciate that one, mate. UCL Fantasy to FPL. I did agree at the start of the season when I was having a terrible time in FPL, but I pulled this one back a lot, so I'm going. Am I trusted madness? Yeah, all you have to do is just mute people when they get a bit lippy. If they keep spamming, put them on mute. That's all you have to do, really. Start Enzo or Semenyo? I would probably start Enzo. I have 5 defenders that I can choose from, which are Timber, Aït-Nouri, Kirkez, Hall, and Gavardio. Who should I play? Timber, Aït-Nouri, Hall. Best for clean sheet odds this week. There you go. Done. Just like that. Bosh. Done. Just like that. DQ questions coming in. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline. Discord is... It's popping off this week. It really, really is. It really, really is. So, yeah, if you want to get yourself in the Discord... Let me know. But, yeah, we'll make you a mod. We'll make you a mod. Add as a moderator. Here we go. There you go. Welcome to the club. Or as Jay Cartwright would say, welcome to the Shaggers Club. There you go. There you go. Delap, Lewis, Bruno, Isak, Colwell, Enzo, -4. That midfield slot can be any 6.5 though. I'd do it. Do it, George. That -4 is tasty, mate. That -4 is tasty. Welcome, Jessica. Welcome to the moderator club. Will Gabriel start? I mean, it's such a hard call. Like, do you believe the Arteta lies or do you not believe the Arteta lies? That's kind of where you have to sit on that situation, really. It's one of those, isn't it? No, she's not in the Soggy Biscuit Club, not yet. If you want to be a channel channel member, that gets you in the Soggy Biscuit Club. But it is what it is. With great power comes great responsibility. 100% does. By the way, guys, we are approaching 50 likes on today's stream. So if you've not already liked it, make sure you're giving it a decent little like. Yeah, agreed. Sorry if I have missed people's questions. Sometimes the chat does move a little bit. Obviously, I don't want you to like spam in the chat, but like if you put it like every kind of like minute or two and I've missed it, then that's completely fine. I don't have a problem with that one. But yeah, if it's like back-to-back spamming, then that's where you'll get put on mute. But if it's like separated like by a little bit and I don't answer your question, then of course, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, if you want to put your question in again, mate, I will try and answer it for you. No worries. Hall or Colwell? Ooh. I'd probably have to say Hall this week, wouldn't you? You want to play Hall, really. It is always the mind games with Arteta. It really, really is. Hey, I have Gvardiol and a free transfer. Should I, but can I, 1.5 million in the bank? I mean, you can if you want. It's up to you. It's your team. I think I probably maybe would roll and rather take free. Round 3. Rodgers or Semenyo to Enzo. So I can upgrade Flecken to Alisson or Raya. Been stuck all week. I would actually prefer to have Rodgers over Semenyo. So I probably would say Semenyo to Enzo. For me personally. That's my opinion on that, and that's probably the way that I go with that one. I think Rodgers is amazing value. I think Enzo's pretty decent value. And I probably would go more Alisson than Raya as well if I was to pick a goalkeeper there. Best goalkeeper to buy, if you're looking for a premium, Raya or Alisson. Cheaps, I mean, take a pick. Take a pick and hope for the best, I guess, is probably my advice on that one. Yeah, I'd probably still go Enzo over Ahmed at the moment. I probably would. That's the way I'm feeling on that one. Yeah, Arteta and Eddie Howe are massive liars. They really, really are. I think you could roll that team. I genuinely think you could roll that team, mate. Take 2 into next week. No need to make a transfer on that one. Colwell or Enzo? Probably Enzo. And no, I think FPL is better at the moment. Cunha or Strand Larson would mean the difference between Aït-Nouri and Gabriel in defence. I mean, I don't think you want them long term though. Both of these players, they've got 2 good fixtures, and then after that, you're gonna go. I did Semenyo to Iwobi and Flecken to Sells. Is it worth taking a -4? Welbeck to Mateta? No. Who will you guys use your assistant manager chip for? I'm thinking Slot or Arteta. Yeah, it's probably going to be in that double game week, isn't it? That people are going to use it. Oh, cheers, man. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the FPL therapy with Raptor. That was a great experience overall. And yeah, we've got a good little community here. We have got a good little community here. And hopefully next time I won't ignore your question. But yeah, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Raya, Gabriel, Colwell. Yeah, looking good, George. Looking good, mate. Gordon for Rodgers for a -4. No. Gvardiol to Trent or Arsenal defender for 1 free transfer. Is it worth the wait? Or should I get double City clean sheets? I'm guessing you've got Lewis as well kicking about then, if you're asking that. I think if I had the transfer, I would do it, but it does feel a little bit like a luxury transfer. Oh, mate, double Arsenal and double Liverpool defence. You've probably got the 2 best defences in the league, so it should be profitable. But the number of clean sheets this year has been right down. Like I said, I've looked into it. The number of clean sheets are abysmal at the moment. Genuinely abysmal. Thank you very much for helping the stream get to 50 likes. You guys are absolutely immense. I have all the time in the world for you. Of course, if you are new around here as well, we are trying to hit 11,000 subscribers, and it is only possible with your guys' amazing support as always. What do you think of the new deadline stream thumbnails designs, by the way? Let me know what you think of the new ones. We had them custom made. But yeah, let me know what you think of them. Let me know if you think they're any good or a bit niche. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you think they're any good or they're a bit niche. I'm happy to take some criticism if you don't think they're good enough. Yeah, Maresca could be a good one as well. Start 2 between Semenyo, Rodgers and Wood. I think I'd probably go Semenyo and Wood on that one, yeah. I will not attempt a handstand at 65 likes. I will not attempt a handstand. I'll do something else. I'm going with Palmer cap, but feels betting against Salah is wrong. Yeah, it will do. It will do. And it's a scary prospect, it is. Look weird and unusual, but we need to adapt. Jesus. Pick 3 out of 8, Nuri, Gabriel, Hall, and Colwell. Also start Matoma or Semedo. Matoma to start, and I probably would go Gabriel, Hall, and 8 Nuri. Nice. Glad you enjoyed it. Honestly, if I had the banana, I would. I don't have any bananas in. Cheers, man. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Welbeck to Strand Larson and Gavardio to Timber for a -4. No, I'm not feeling those moves. Cap Salah or Erling? I probably would say with his strong record, I'd probably be more tempted with Erling, you know. Something else. Brentford are awful. Yep. Yep. Brentford are terrible away from home. 1 point picked up on the road so far this season. Let me bring that up for you guys. Let me bring that up for you very quickly. Where is it? FOTMob. FOTMob. Table. Away. Yeah, Brentford have the joint, I'd say joint, worst away record in the league. They've only scored 5 goals on the road. They've conceded 14, and they've only picked up 1 win away from home. So absolutely abysmal. Chelsea have actually got the best away record in the league, and then the 11th best in the thingy. 11th best. So there you go. What does it take to become a mod? Been joining every stream. Yeah, I just would say it's that. Like if I notice you around like a lot of the time, and I know you're a pretty chill guy and stuff like that, then you become a mod. Like it's just one of those. Like yeah, if I see you here consistently on a regular basis and you're interacting with the chat, you're interacting with other people in the chat, and you're just like good, like well behaved, like you're not spamming or anything like that, then yeah, you can become a mod. But yeah, is what it is. I reckon Gavardio could be at centre-back again this week. Yeah, I do think he could be back there as well. He could be back there, which would be a shame, but it is what it is. And yeah, he's probably going to be a more Simpson pussy to the moon. Oh, that guy's name. Poor lad. Poor lad. Bless him. Bless him. Well behaved. George, you're not well behaved, so we might have to take your moderator. If you weren't a channel member, that moderation would just be taken away from you in seconds. Absolute seconds, mate. Like I said, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, today's stream, can't even get my words out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. How long am I live for today? I don't know. I reckon maybe around 11:30, 12 we'll stay live till. We'll see what the vibe is once all the big boys go live. See how many people are still kicking about. I do need to go into town today. My mum is coming up, so we're gonna go to the Christmas markets. I absolutely despise Christmas markets, by the way. Whoever invented Christmas markets, terrible, genuinely terrible. Is people selling over-expensed tat. And all the food's like tat as well. Yeah, but I've seen that one before, and I know that's a funny one. The Chelsea, I know the Chelsea-Brentford head-to-head record. Brentford are really, really, good in that regard. Yeah, Brentford actually have a pretty good record at Stamford Bridge as well. Semenyo or Ahmed, Dunk or Torres? Dunk and Semenyo. 4 free transfers, fair play. I've only got up to, I think the max I've had is 3, you know. I don't think I've got up to 4. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people agree with me on the Christmas markets. I absolutely despise them. I really, really hate them. Yeah. Yeah. I genuinely hate Christmas markets. They're terrible. They're just the worst. Just, honestly, just terrible. Looks like Palmer's still leading the way on the captaincy poll. Yeah, make sure you're getting those likes in as well. Really appreciate everybody that does like today's stream. Of course, hitting that subscribe button as well. Embuemo to Enzo and Solanke to Isak for a -4. I don't think I'd be taking Solanke out ahead of Southampton, no. I think you could do the Embuemo to Enzo one. But I'd leave Solanke against Southampton. I really, really would. I think that could be a little bit of a daft one, to be honest. I do think that could be a little bit of a daft one. Can you feel the light? By the way, I don't think Sean's in the chat, right? I don't think he's in here. But I still need to buy him a Christmas present. Has anybody got any ideas what I can get him? Like, he likes football, he likes Manchester United, and he likes the gym, alright? I hope he's not in here. But, yeah. I bought him 2 things already, right? 2 things, very nice gifts. One's a joke gift. One's a gift he's going to enjoy. I know he will. But I need another one. So if anybody's got any suggestions, Christmas gifts, let me know in the chat. Start 8 Nuriel Hall. Oh, I think you've got to go Hall for those clean sheet percentages. Yeah, I probably would do it. Socks. United. I can do another set of team reviews if you want. I mean, the problem with the custom beer mats is we don't really drink, neither of us, to be honest. I haven't had a drink in over a year. Sean only really drinks if, like, we're out. Yeah. Those big balls you put on a Christmas tree. Do you mean... I can't remember what they're called. Baubles. Why do I get him a bauble? Get him socks, people are saying. Get him a Liverpool kit. Nice. Get him a Liverpool kit. He'll absolutely kick off in the roof. Bless him. Raya or Alisson? Is Raya the safer pick? I think a lot of us... I'd rather have Gabriel than Raya. And then I'd rather have Alisson over Trent and Van Dijk for me. So I think Alisson's probably the better pick. Get him Liverpool socks. Nice. Grip socks, subscription to ESPN, vintage United kit, Lego United stand. Get him a vintage United kit. Valid. Jessica sent me a good website, so I'm going to open that on my laptop in case it's like a porno link or something. Alright, bloody hell, how much money do you think... The problem with getting him a Christmas jumper, right, is I don't think he's going to be... I don't think he'll wear it, like, enough. You know what I mean? Because it's Christmas. Like, he'll wear it that day and then that's it. I can't get him any more posters. We've got a massive Ronnie Coleman one that he's only just put up. I got him that 2 years ago. And that's gone up in the living room. Does he have a season ticket? How much money do you think I make? Like, I know the streams are doing a lot better this season, but how much money do you think I make if I've got money for a season ticket for Sean? Just have a cake with a face of any United player on it. Alright then. That's it then. We'll just get a cake with a United player on it. Some of these gift ideas, guys, have been terrible. You need better ones. You need better ones, honestly. Bench one or upgrade for free. Kulu, Semenyo or JP. I probably would say you bench and Semenyo with his form. Give him the Salah haircut. Nice. Get him a box at Old Trafford. Yeah. I've got the money for that one, George, mate. Yeah, don't worry, mate. I'll sort that out. I'll get him a box. Easy. Easy like that. Absolute numpties, a lot of you. Absolute numpties. Oh, dearie me. You guys have made me laugh today. You've been a good crowd. Let's put it that way. Been a good crowd. Right, I think we've got some more teams to go and review as well. So let's go and have a look. See if anybody else has sent me their in. They have indeed. One more has been sent in. Hi Tom. Hope the stream is going well. 1 free transfer and 1.8 million in the bank. I mean, that Gavardiol move is just very tempting, isn't it? Gavardiol to Trent or an Arsenal defender is probably the only move I would want to make with this team. But I probably would just play Colwell over Gavardiol and leave it. You could just do that. Take 2 into next week. See what the situation's like with Gavardiol. That might be even a better move. But yeah, if I was to make any, it'd probably be Gavardiol out for a Trent or an Arsenal defender. If I was to do anything. Inside. A portrait of Harry Maguire. Nice. Getting Pokemon cards. Yeah, he's not a fan of Pokemon. Is Munoz the best replacement for Aït-Nouri under 5 million? I think he will be. I genuinely think he will be. Let me bring the Palace fixtures up for you. And like, watch this guy this weekend, right? Watch his just on-field, like... Someone said to me as well, he's picked up 4 yellow cards, so I'm interested to see that. Where's yellow cards? Yellow cards, yellow cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he only needs 1 more. But we've been in this situation with Aït-Nouri. The reason I like him is the fixtures here. This is the first game where Thingy's fixtures get difficult. Aït-Nouri's, right? Then he goes on a run of Bournemouth, Southampton, Chelsea, you bench him. Leicester, West Ham, Brentford, United, you bench him. Everton, Fulham, you play him. Aston Villa, you probably play him. Ipswich, Newcastle, again, 50-50. Southampton, Brighton, City. Then at this point, you're probably selling him. But look how many good fixtures you're getting out of a player with 0.23 expected goal involvement. It's decent for a defender. Trent's at 0.32. So, again... 4.7 million. This is why I'm starting to build the hype on Daniel Munoz. 2.9% owned as well. Like, going forward, this guy is going to be the ideal Aït-Nouri replacement. So, yeah. Game week 18, be there or be square. No worries, mate. Thank you very much for attending the stream. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Yeah, that Palace run is really, really interesting. And maybe Eze might be an option, or maybe we go double Palace with we replace Aït-Nouri and then we bring in Mateta. I don't know. I don't know what Mateta's minutes have actually been like. I need to check that. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. Da, 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 da. What have your minutes been like? 1990. Oh, hello. Hello. Here might be our thingy replacement. Our Cunha replacement. It might be, honestly, Mateta. Because those fixtures are ridiculous. Bournemouth, Southampton, Leicester. Oh, blimey me. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Palace in 18. We might be there. We might be there. Let me know, George. Should I get in Mateta? Predictions. Yeah, let me get my predictions up for you, George, mate. Give me a second. Next week, game week, going to have Trent, Saliba and Colwell. Nice. Thank you for sending your team in, mate. We'll go and have a look. Thoughts on Rogue, Isak, Captaincy as a differential? I think Isak will be fine on his own as just a normal pick. So, yeah. George has said yes, obviously. Nice. Let me get my predictions up. Here we go. Arsenal, Everton, I've gone for a 2-0. Liverpool, a 2-0. Leicester, Newcastle 1-1. Wolves, Ipswich 2-0. Villa, Forest 1-0. Bournemouth, West Ham 2-1 to Bournemouth. A 3-2 win for City over United. 3-1 win for Chelsea over Brentford. A 3-0 win for Spurs. And a 2-1 win for Brighton over Palace. There you go. There you go. Start Rodgers or Wood? I probably would go Wood. When is Liverpool's double game week? It's being touted for double game week 24. So they'll play Bournemouth and Everton. Should I keep Gabriel? I would. Yeah, I'd keep Gabriel. But yeah, that Palace run looking a bit fit, innit? Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. John feed Mateta. I'm a fan of that. I am a fan of that. John Flippy Mateta. That's probably going to be the period, isn't it? Aina or Gavardio? I'd actually play Aina this week. Watkins as a Cunha replacement? Watkins definitely not. Isak's going to be your replacement for Cunha. Or John Philippe Mateta, as we just saw there. Brighton aren't a great defence this season. They're not. So yeah. My favourite player, Henderson. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a cheap goalkeeper, Henderson could be a great shout on a wild card or if you're obviously in the market for one. Personally, wouldn't recommend doing goalkeeper transfers, but yeah, it is what it is. John flip me my data. I'm starting to build the hype in my own head now, and that's not a good idea, is it? That's not a good idea if I'm starting to do that. John flip my data. Best cheap defender to replace Lewis, Munoz. Any of the Chelsea defenders, probably Levi Colwell's going to be my favourite. Lewis Hall, Kirkez. There's a couple off the top of my head. I've basically got your team except for Mbeumo and Kirkez and Aina. I feel like my team is probably quite template at the moment with that midfield three. Isak and Cunha and João Pedro as well, quite template across the board as well. So yeah. John Philippe Mateta. Oh, I've got that in my head now. Someone stop me, please. Someone stop me, please. Oscar's got his poll back up, so I want to have a look. Salah's leading it, but it's going to be tight, man. It is going to be tight. Jeez. Who do you prefer, Kirkez over Colwell? I actually prefer Colwell. Oh, this guy's back in. Oh, hello, mate. Are you back in? Are you back in to come cry in the chat again? Oh, let me rip you a new one. Let me rip you a new one. This streamer lost his head to the Mateta hype. George is here. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Oh. Hey, Dom, Salah or Palmer cap? Somehow messed up last week and did Son, Palmer, Saka 2 blanks in a row. I'm personally on Palmer. I think Brentford are a worse defence than Fulham. The data's all leaning towards Palmer. Better projected goals on the betting markets. The 11-5 projected goal involvement has Palmer top as well. So that's why we're going with Palmer. But both are great captaincy shouts this week. But yeah, we're going like that. Hey, bro, I can hack it. I can hack it. You're the one who comes back every week just to try and like have a little nibble. So I've got you reeled in. I've got you reeled in. Every week you're here. Just come back for a little bit of lip every week. Yeah, Cole Palmer is going to be the captain for this week. Just looking in Focal Stream as well, looks like Palmer's going to be his cap as well. So yeah. Ooh, I do like that other pick, but I think I probably would still go Colwell just for the longevity appeal, really, for me. Yeah, I probably would do it for the longevity appeal. That's the way that I'd go on it anyway. The longevity of it. Ain't Tom beautiful, though? Oh, stop it, you little flirt. Stop it, you little flirt. Reminder, guys, if you do want to send me your teams over on Twitter, at FPLTom_. I think we've had some more sent in, so we'll get those reviewed very, very quickly. Yeah, let's get these done. Welbeck or Rodgers? I probably would leave it like that, mate. Rest of the team's looking decent, though. Remove Haaland somehow. Free transfers. Do not remove Garnacho and Smith Rowe. Do not? What do you mean, do not? Right, okay then. So, I mean, I would remove Garnacho. I would drop Haaland down to Isak. Have you got enough for that? I can't see your budget. But I'd drop Haaland down to Isak and upgrade Garnacho to Saka. That's the move I'd do if I wanted to get rid of Haaland. That's what I'd probably do. Hi Tom, I hope you're well. Thoughts on this team? Would you captain Salah? Subs or Van der Beek? I mean, again, it's up to you. You probably picking between Palmer and Salah this week. Both are absolutely fantastic captain shouts. I genuinely think that. Both are honestly insane captain shouts for this week. So yeah, I think you could probably go for either. Rest of the team, though, looks really, really good. And I think you could roll. Defense is a bit wobbly, but I think you could roll this week. Can you feel the light inside? No worries, mate. Best of luck with your exam. Don't you want to get rid of Aït-Nouri? Not for the next two. Not for Ipswich and Leicester. Definitely not. That to me just seems like a dumb idea, getting rid of someone ahead of Ipswich and Leicester. That to me seems like not a thought out process. And I wouldn't do it. Nice. Yeah, there we go. He's back again. Little nibble. Go on, have another little nibble. Do you think this team could get potentially 70 points? Flecken, Gavardio, Aït-Nouri, Gabriel. Yeah. Again, it's probably all going to be whatever your captain does is going to be the big driving factor on that one, isn't it? Best 5.5 million defender? I don't even think I'd stretch myself up to that point. I genuinely don't think I would. Timber's now out of that bracket, so yeah. Yeah, I think I have been subtly singing Tyler, the Creator there, haven't I? I do love Tyler, the Creator. Take Your Mask Off is my favourite song off his new album as well. It's a really good song. Daniel Caesar on it as well. Oh, love Daniel Caesar. Should I bench boost? Rodgers, Aït-Nouri on the bench. Who else have you got? Munoz, you could bring in now. You just have to bench him next week. That is the only problem. And he's on 4 yellow cards. So yeah, that is the problem with him. What do you think on a 2-week punt on Harvey Barnes against his old club? I just have a gut feeling. Not for me. Not for me. But if you've got a gut feeling and you want to go for it, that makes complete sense, mate. And I understand why. I'm selling Ram because I want to buy Isak later today. Fair enough, if that's what you're going to go for it. It's Ryan Aït-Nouri. That's who Ran is. Don't worry about it, mate. Ryan Aït-Nouri. There you go. Yeah, a lot of people just call him Ram. Because they can't be asked typing out his full name. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying today's stream, make sure you hit that like button. And, of course, subscribing to the channel as well. Massively appreciate everybody that does that. I legit have you in my team. Whoops. Do I bench boost? Have Konza and Rodgers on the bench? Who else have you got on the bench, mate? Harwood, Bellis and the keeper doesn't play. Probably not then. I won't do it. Hey, Tom, can you scrutinise my team? If you want me to be scrutinising it. Robertson, iffy pick, probably would dip him out. Yeah, I think the problem with this team is there's quite a lot of money in the back line. I would probably only have Timber and Trent. I'd probably look to drop Robertson over the next few weeks. I think Gabriel's still a fine player, but yeah, it's probably too much in the back line for me. I probably would bench either Enzo or Rodgers there, George. Which two should I start? Semenyo, Colwell and Hall or Ran? For me, I probably would go Ran and Hall. Harwood, Bellis and the keeper doesn't play. Yeah, again, probably not going to hit the bench boost then. I'm going to get the Wolves assets out in 18. And I think we found our replacements. John-Philippe Mateta, potentially. Or Haaland. And the defender one is going to be Munoz or Colwell. They're the two that I'm going to go for. I don't think people are sleeping on the Gabriel one. I don't think I'm going to do it. Are you going to do Twitter team reviews? Yeah, we've been doing them throughout today's stream. So if you want your team rating, Get him in. We'll get some more going. Start Rodgers or Colwell? Ooh, I would prefer to start... I think I'd probably go attacking. If I've already got a back three, I probably would go Rodgers. That's the way that I'd lean on that one. For me, personally. Yeah, that's probably the way that I'd go on that one. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline, let me know. I'm doing Cunha to Wood and 8 Nuri to Colwell. Fair enough. Yeah. Wood's also a good replacement as well. Shall I take away Bruno? I don't know if I'd necessarily sell him this week, you know. I don't know if I'd necessarily sell him. Like, City aren't good at the moment. They're not. They're really, really not. Should I bench Hall or Porro? Probably Hall in that one. Where is the best to check effective ownership? I have the Fantasy Fix extension, but not sure if it's correct. It has Palmer at 81.9 and Salah at 91.9. Surely both are low. Yeah, I think both will be plus 100 effective ownership. Yeah, but both are going to be plus 100% effective ownership. Probably the best person is Live FPL on Twitter. He might have tweeted it out. Or Focal could also be a decent one as well if he's tweeted it out. Do I take a hit for Saka and Gvardiol to someone or just Saka? Do I take a hit for Saka and Gvardiol to someone? Why would you get rid of Saka? I don't know why you'd get rid of Saka there, mate. Unless I've read that question wrong. I have the same two, and I was planning Gabriel and Wood. Nice. Boom, 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 boom. John-Philippe Mateta is going to probably be the hype train. The guy absolutely finished me off last season, but yeah. Is Timber good? Yeah, Timber will be fine. Timber will be fine. Of course, if you're enjoying today's stream, guys, make sure you're liking, subscribing, all that good stuff, as we are on that road to 11k by the end of the year. And massively appreciate anybody that, you know, gets us closer to that goal. Honestly, you're absolute legends. No, I'm getting in Saka and Gvardiol out for someone. That makes sense. Yeah. And then I probably would look at like a Colwell, a Kirkez. If you wanted to go for Munoz, again, you are going to have to bench him next week, but I think he's a decent pick. What are your thoughts on transfer from Cunha for Evan Nielsen? Like I've said to people, I would not be getting rid of Cunha or 8 Nuri in the next 2 weeks. Ipswich and Leicester, no. Keep them in for the next 2, then after that, get rid of them. Bench one of Semenyo, Wood and Pedro. Probably would go Semenyo. I think Gabriel might play. Yeah, Estupinion's looked really, really good in the past few weeks as well. Yeah. Who's the most likely to get a clean sheet? We can bring up the betting data for you, mate. In terms of clean sheets this week, Arsenal 52, Newcastle 42. My voice just nearly cracked then. 40% for Liverpool as well. So there's some really, really good numbers around the board as well. Bournemouth at 29, Chelsea at 34. So Colwell could be the one. But yeah, lots of good picks in that cheap defender bracket as well. Yeah, if you mention me in the tweet or just go over to my Twitter at FPLTom_, leave it under one of my most recent tweets and we'll get those reviewed for you guys as well. Yeah, we spoke about the mystery chip a little bit earlier in today's stream. For me, I'm probably going to be looking to play it in a double game week just because of how my team is currently positioned and stuff like that. Would you rather collab with the... I don't even know who the Costco guy is. Who the hell is he? Yeah, I think that's... I probably would do those moves for a -4, mate. I think that's a decent setup for a -4. I really, really do. I really do. Yeah, I probably would do those for a -4. Start Rodgers or Mbeumo, stick with Gvardiol, or transfer him to a Chelsea defender, or roll and start with an Ipswich defender. I mean, if I had Gvardiol, I'd just play Gvardiol over an Ipswich defender. And yeah, I would prefer to start Mbeumo over Rodgers purely for penalty appeal. Hey bro, it's my first time on the channel. Well, welcome. 20k in the world, very nice. Problem, I got Wood and Buemo, Vissa, Gvardiol, so I don't know who to sell. I've only got one free transfer, but I can do a -4. I'd keep him Buemo, penalties, all that. I keep Wood because the fixtures aren't that bad, and I probably would play him. So I reckon you're between Vissa and Gvardiol, and you could do the -4 if you've got enough money in the bank to probably do... If you can get to maybe an Isak. If you downgraded Gvardiol to someone and got an Isak, that could be worth the -4, I reckon. Potentially. Thoughts on Isak for captain? Seen a lot on Twitter are picking him. Not for me. I think it is between Palmer and Salah as your captain options this week. It just is. If I tried to do Nuri to Kirkez and Cunha to Isak, I don't have the money left. I need to downgrade another player. Should I wait one more week? Yeah, I've said this to a few people now. It's not worth selling Cunha and Nuri this week or next week when they've got Leicester and Ipswich. It's not worth it. I've had a terrible season, peaked to 24k, now at 420. Blazing. I wouldn't worry about it too much. You can pull that back. What's your thoughts on Jackson to Isak? I don't think I'd do that move. I think Isak's probably got the bigger upside for the next two, but Jackson could be a very, very easy hold for the remainder of the season. I have a really good defence. Who should I start? Nuri, Enzo, Gabriel, or Kirkez start to bench to? Ooh. Start Nuri, Enzo. Ooh. I probably would be more tempted to then bench Kirkez and then probably Enzo and hope that Gabriel plays. I love the capital letters. I probably would go Vissa for Isak. I've said this to a few people. The defensive numbers for clean sheets as well. I like we've spoke about it. There's only been 57 clean sheets so far this season in the Premier League. There was 157 last year in total. We're 39% of the way through the season. On the same numbers we're getting right now, there's going to be less and less clean sheets. So I think using your transfers for more attacking players makes more sense. People sleeping on Gordon. I mean, it was the fact he was benched last game, which is a little bit of a worry. And his minutes have not been overly exciting. So yeah. I can't get Isak and downgrade Gvardiol, but I can get to Isak and downgrade Mbuemo, so maybe sell Mbuemo Wissa. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case then, mate, yeah, that makes sense. No worries, pal. Game week 18, Wood or Raul? Let's have a look at both sets of fixtures, really. See what we're working with. What's Wood's like in 18? Spurs, Everton. Okay, there's some alright ones in there. What's Fulham saying? What is Fulham's fixtures saying? I'd probably be more tempted with Raul, to be honest. Yeah, I probably would be a little bit more tempted with Raul Jimenez. Oh, live FPL is still on last week's. He's focused on price predictions. Yeah, he's really good at the price predictions, though. He is really, really good. He's probably the most accurate person you're going to get for those price predictions. What time's the deadline? Andy asks. It is at 1:30 today. I won't be live till 1:30, by the way. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I won't be here till 1:30. Of course, if you want your team reviewing, get it sent to me over on Twitter. Let's have a quick check if anyone sent their teams. Oh, we've had a load through. Oh, my days. All right. Flecking Gabriel. Yeah, probably Gvardiol is going to be the transfer, but I think you could roll this week if you really wanted to. Hi, Tom. Hope all is good. This is my team. Nice. Great team. Great team. Love watching your stream, mate. Was wondering if you could please do me a solid and have a look at my team. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. For you, my man, of course. Saka cap is a touchy one. I get why you want to do it, but I think it has to be between Salah and Palmer for me this week. The rest of the team though looks really, really good. Genuinely, no transfers I don't think I'd make. It probably would be the captaincy. I think you just like Saka's EO is going to be below 100, so you're going to be picking up points regardless, whatever for him. Palmer and Salah, you're not. Like, they're both going to be plus 100% EO. So I probably would pick between Palmer and Salah this week for me. I'm currently top 1.8k. Who is the safer captain, Palmer or Salah? I think more numbers will be with Salah, but I'm going with Palmer. That's my advice. But yeah. Plan on bringing in Kirkez and Colwell in the next 2 weeks to start saving transfers for the new year. Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably going to be for 8 Nuri and probably Mikalenko. So both those moves make sense. The rest of the team looks really good. Thoughts on a goalkeeper? Should go for Rodgers. What? I'm guessing you're asking what my opinion on a goalkeeper would be. I would go for Alisson, would be probably my top pick. Oh, bless me. Am I going to do it again? No, I'm not. There we go. But yeah, he'd probably be more of one. Oh, here's your team. I probably would leave Sanchez, and I guess I probably would play Visser over Rodgers. And I probably would start Sanchez. I reckon your team's probably in the right order. Yeah, I think your team's in the right order. For me personally, anyway. I think your team's in the right order. Thank you, everybody that did send in their teams. Of course, if you want to get your team reviewed by me, at FPLTom_. Oh, just leave him, mate. He's a numpty. He is a numpty. Let's put him on mute. He's been in here long enough. Let's get him out of here. Bye. Do I keep Haaland for one more game week? The thing with the City fixtures is they do take a massive turn. He's also got a fantastic record against Manchester United as well. So yeah, I think I'll probably do it. Start Welbeck or Vardy? I'd be tempted more with Jamie Vardy, you know. Probably would. Bench one, Enzo, Rodgers, Visser. Probably going to be Visser. How's things, mate? For my first time on your stream, I have a question. Would you roll a transfer or take Visser and Cunha out for Evan Nielsen and Isak? -4, thank you. If I could do Visser to Isak for free, I would. The rest of it, I don't think I would do the rest of it. Like I said, I don't think I'd be selling Cunha ahead of the good run that they've got coming up. I just wouldn't. Not for me, personally, anyway. Not for me. You missed my reply on Twitter. Sorry, mate. If it wasn't coming up in the notifications, then just make sure you're following me. And maybe just try and send it again. Cheers, Tom. We'll go and take a look at that for you in a second, mate. I would start Enzo over Semenyo as well on that one. Absolutely smashing it in terms of the likes, guys. Views as well today. Boom. Is that the famous jumper? It is indeed. I think we showed it off a little bit earlier in the stream. But we'll show it off again. Let's have a little look at that. Look at that. There's a nice lady dancing with a pole. And then there's some elves with money. Money. There you go. Thanks, mate. I will roll then because I don't have enough money. No worries, mate. That makes sense. Would you triple up on Chelsea attack and buy Enzo or Ahmed? I would probably triple up on the attack. Do you prefer bringing in Timber and Saka or Palmer and Hall? Palmer and Hall, because I think Palmer you could hold for the rest of the season. I really, really do. There was a training 11 for Chelsea on Twitter. Have you seen it? No, I haven't seen it. I'll go and have a look now. More people have sent me their teams. Wonderful stuff. We'll get these done first. What do you reckon? Looks fine. Looks good for this week. Dalot, Trent, done. Captaincy is my main question. I think it is between Salah or Palmer. Obviously, I'm more in the Palmer camp. Top for predicted points on the Fantasy Football Hub. Better betting data as well. So yeah, that's where I'm sitting on that one. Hey Tom, on 5 free transfers, thinking Rodgers to Enzo and Iwobi in for Mbeumo next week. Yeah? I mean, yeah, probably... I think I'd probably get rid of Visser, personally, if I've got 5 free transfers. I'd want to have Isak in, you know. If you could do... maybe, right, here's an idea, Shane, sorry. Mbeumo to Enzo, Visser to Isak, use 2 free transfers. I think that would make this team ridiculously good and bench Rodgers. I think that'd be good. And then next week you can do, obviously, Rodgers out for Iwobi. This is my team, -4, looking decent. I've just came off 3 red arrows in a row in a couple calm game weeks, and I'll need help. What's the team looking like? I think the team's looking good. I think you've got all the big hitters you need for this week, so I reckon you're fine. I won't worry about it too much. We all have red arrows. Can't decide who to captain. Isak has the easiest fixture, but I also like Palmer. I think it's between Palmer and Salah. I've said this for a lot of people. Palmer or Salah are going to be the safe captains. Isak will be a big enough, like he's at 22% owned. Like he'll be big enough differential where he'll pick up still decent enough points rather than going for a Salah or a Palmer for me personally. Let's have a look what else is going off on the chat. Yeah, apparently no Lavia. Apparently though, that might potentially be a little bit of a problem for Enzo potentially going forward. Final update on the betting data. Liverpool have seen a big increase, putting them to joint second. Can you guys see all this? No, you can't. I'm gonna have to zoom out. Hang on. Yeah, final update on the betting data. Liverpool have had a massive jump. Chelsea have also had a little creep up as well in terms of their projected data. Newcastle as well, still really good value for Alexander Isak. Arsenal, I think, have had a jump up in terms of clean sheet percentages as well. But yeah, that Salah and Palmer captaincy's got even more tighter, to be honest. Yeesh. Interesting stuff. Hey Shane, hope you're doing good, man. Would be very tempted to captain Haaland if you still had him. No, not this week. Why are you benching Salah? Don't bench Salah. That's a dumb decision. That is a really, really dumb decision. Really dumb decision. Yeah, that FPL Shane's patience is on another level. Rodgers out for Enzo this week. Sapecti gets rested this game. Okay. I just think maybe missing out on that Isak hype. Like you've got Visser just sat there. I think you could get Isak in this week. We did the coin flip for Salah or Palmer already, and it did, of course, land on Salah as the captaincy. So the FPL coin, the holy coin, has spoken and said it. By the way, if anybody's got any other benching conundrums that they would like solved by the coin, let me know in the chat. Yeah, the Cucurella could be there. Like that's what someone suggested on the Twitter post. Cucurella could be doing that role a little bit. Could be doing that role a little bit. I need to look at trains to get into the city. Give me a second. But yeah, keep your questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes coming in as well. You guys are absolute legends as always. Morley to Leeds, heavily delayed. Lovely stuff. Delicious. 11:55. Okay, that's not bad. What's an Uber saying? Haaland has 6 goals. Yeah, this is the thing, but I think he's a big enough differential this week that just having Haaland will be fine. So yeah. Leeds train. Leeds train station. £13. Oof. Everyone, we're nearing 100 likes. We are nearing 100 likes. And it'd be absolutely massively appreciated by me if we could hit that one. Unfortunately, 0.2 short of Mbeumo and Visiter. Oh, mate, that is so hard. That would have slapped as well. That would have slapped as a move. Would you take a -4 on Watkins to Isak? I think I probably would, with Watkins' minutes being really unsecure. Yeah, I've said to a few people in the chat, it's kind of been a little bit of a common theme. I would not get rid of Cunha ahead of Ipswich and Leicester next week. I would not do that. Not for me personally, anyway. It feels massively risky. Like, huge. Just a massive gamble that I don't think is worth paying. For me personally, anyway. Of course, guys, keep your questions coming in. Any that you do have in the chat, let me know. Let me know. Any final decisions as well that you've got that you're a little bit unsure of as well, also let me know in the chat. And of course, the coin is here if you've got any split decisions to potentially go for. Bench one of Rodgers, Enzo, and Visser. Probably going to be Visser for me. Yeah, probably going to be Visser on that one. Yeah, it could be one of those where I do regret it, but it's just so difficult to call when he does that. If you've got a gut feeling, though, play him. Start Konza or get Hall for free. I'd just start Konza. Yeah, I mean, they could do. Like, Brentford have got a pretty good record as well there. They do have a pretty good record. Who to start, Aït-Nouri or Kirkez, and what is the reason for you? And can you also test what the coin shows? Yeah, we can do we can do a coin flip for you, mate. So, Aït-Nouri or Kirkez. I would prefer to start Aït-Nouri. Let's see what the coin says. So, heads for Aït-Nouri. Tails for Kirkez, yeah? It's landed on heads, mate. There you go. Yeah, if you want to put your team under one of my most recent posts, that's the best way to do it. Because sometimes tagging me, it doesn't quite pull through. So yeah, I'd probably do that one. And then I would probably recommend following me as well, because that also helps it just push through as well. Bruno plus João Pedro, Ahmed, bench Rodgers plus Isak, another forward. What? Bruno plus João Pedro to Ahmed, bench Rodgers plus Isak, other forward Cunha Jackson. I probably would be tempted to do that, you know. Start Konza or get Hall for free. Konza, I mean, you're spamming now, so please don't spam or I will have to put you on mute. Making no decisions since wildcard has worked out well for me rank-wise. Maybe I should just burn it. Bro, to get to 5 and then burn a transfer is wild. But yeah, I've found that this season as well. Having a little bit more patience it just pays virtue, doesn't it, really? Start Aina or over Gabriel? No, I'd start Gabriel. You might have said it, but you missed it. Fair enough. Hi, Tom. How are you feeling about triple captain Chelsea? Triple Chelsea, Palmer, Jackson, Enzo, and yeah, I like it. People are quite hot on Ahmed. I'm not 100% sure on this Ahmed hype. I'm not there on it. Inside. Dun, dun, dun. Just posted it in your deadline stream post. Looking good. Thank you, mate. We'll go and check that out for you in a second. Could go Jackson and Enzo in for Mbuemo and... But it blocks the Isak move in future. I mean, Jackson's still not a bad player to be going and picking up, is he, really? He isn't. Which 2 players should I bench? Evan Nielsen, Enzo, Bowen, or Pedro? Probably going to be Enzo. I reckon maybe Evan Nielsen. I think Bowen and Pedro... Oh, probably Pedro, actually. Enzo and Pedro. Gabriel, Colwell, and Hall. There you go. What's my rank? I think we're about 260k. So not bad. Alex in the chat, how's it going, mate? How's your rank doing? You still in the top 5? Let us know. Should I start Bruno over Rodgers? I would. For me personally, like, this isn't the same City team we've seen for the past few seasons. It's just not. They're not the same level. They're really, really not. Eight Nuri, João Pedro, and then Buemo to Isaac, Enzo, and Huijsen for a -4. Need to take the -4 to have enough money. 2.7k rank. Other forwards are Cunha and Jackson. I don't know if I'd do that. I'd be a bit hesitant on that one. Alisson or Henderson. I think you've got two great goalkeeper picks there. Henderson obviously is the cheap option. Alisson's your way into that Liverpool defence. So, yeah. Both are great options though. So it's more a preference of what you want to go for. Do you want to have the more premium goalkeeper in Alisson and get that Liverpool clean sheets? Or are you just looking for a budget enabler in goal and Henderson with good long-term fixtures as well? Yeah, Semedo's playing a lot deeper than previously thought. Less injury risk. Yeah, Alisson always seems to pick up random injuries, doesn't he? He does always just seem to pick up such weird and bizarre injuries. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying today's stream, we are closing in on 100 likes, and it would be amazing if we could hit that number as well. So yeah, make sure you're getting your votes in for that as well. Looks like we've had another big steady batch of teams sent in. FPL Tom, 2 free transfers. Thinking of Bruno to Saka, but will need to downgrade somewhere else. Ooh. I mean, if you need to downgrade somewhere else, Bruno to Saka, I guess you could probably go Matoma down to Enzo, potentially. That could probably be the way. It depends how much you need to downgrade, really, doesn't it? Flecken to Alisson and Semedo to Enzo this week. Yeah. Looks good, mate. Looks really, really good. Solid team. Right, I'm guessing you're asking what to do. Obviously, I'd probably just put Cucurella in instead of Lewis and then roll. Captaincy's an interesting one. For me, it is between Salah or Palmer. I think having Saka's enough. What do you think? Thinking of either Flecken or Alisson or just rolling? I think you could easily, comfortably roll with that. Yeah, I'd probably roll. Would love a rating. FPL Mitrovic, you can get a rating. Don't worry about that, mate. Triple Bournemouth's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I don't think there's necessarily any changes I would make, though, mate. I think you're in a good position. I mean, if you back in Salah, like I said, I think you've got a choice between Salah or, of course, the big man himself. But yeah, both are great. Both are genuinely great. Norris, guys, Wood went up twice last night. Nice. Love that. How do I get my team rated? If you send it me on Twitter, at @FPLTom_, leave it under one of my most recent tweets. You can get it rated over there. Had a few only okay game weeks lately, so dropped to the top 25. Team looking good, though, on paper. Mate, you can definitely get back in there. Yeah, I do try and answer every question I can. I try my best. I do try my best. What do I think of the new chip? I think it's... Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I can't... If you've played EFL Fantasy this season, you'll know it's pretty much the same as just the pick team feature in that. It just feels... Yeah, it's not for me. I don't think they should have done, like, a limitless or anything like that, because we already have a free hit. The chip they should have chose and stolen off EFL Fantasy is their captaincy one, which you just play the captain and it will just do this round the team and it will pick whoever gets the most points that game week. That in a double game week would be phenomenal. Because, or it would be like a triple captain, one of those. Like imagine a triple captain where it just randomly selects the highest scoring player that one. Do you know what I mean? How sick would that be? That would be a class one. That would be genuinely a better chip than what we've got. At 2.3 million, would you captain a differential to chase rank? No. I was 5.2 million in game week 7, and now I'm in just outside the top 250k. Don't go with differential captains. Have differential players, but have the right captain. It will honestly push you up every single week. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm really, really not a fan of the chip. I think having the captain goes on the highest scoring player that game week chip would have been a lot better. And you need to use up like cash for that new chip they brought in, which just doesn't make sense. Thoughts on Gomez as a cheap alternative into the Liverpool defence? It's not bad. It's not bad. You probably only get a couple more weeks out of him though. Yeah, literally. If you've got cash to burn, then it's fine. But other than that, what's the point in it? Genuinely, what's the point in it? Yeah, it just feels a little bit redundant to me. I'm not a big fan of it, personally. Anyway, I feel not a fan of it. Not a fan. Any early news? I mean, we're going really early with the deadline being at 1:30. So yeah, I don't think we'll have anything as of yet. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have anything at the moment. Let's have a look. Raya, Timber, Gomez, 8 Nuri, Saka, Palmer, Salah. Looks a really, really good team. No doubts on that one. Really, really good team. If you want to keep the robot, you keep the robot. But I think, yeah. The rest of the team, though, mate, looks really, really strong and really, really good. I would be maybe tempted to play 8 Nuri over Colwell, just considering how good Brentford can be at attacking. Yeah, I'd probably do that. What do I think of the Newcastle defence? They've been a bit wobbly, but the fixtures are still there. Hall's a nice, easy one, isn't he? Jessica mudded. Yeah, that's the good thing. They did play a proper random chip. I was expecting it to be something boring, but fair play to them. No, there is not. A lot of the games are on Sunday this week. So there's 2 7 o'clock Sunday games this week, which is weird. I'd be tempted to start Brennan against Southampton, so yeah. So yeah, that's probably the way that I'd go on that one. For me personally, anyway. Thoughts on Alisson? Yeah, I think he's a good buy. If you've got a luxury transfer kicking about, I don't mind it. Slot is at 1.5 million, so yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. Definitely not ideal, to say the least. No, I wouldn't get Robertson. Not for me. I'd rather have Timber. Yeah, it is proper left field. It is proper left field. Got Gvardiol, Ran, and Gabriel at the back with Greaves and Lewis on the bench. Would you bring in a defender for a -4? I wouldn't. I'd just roll. Genuinely, I'd just roll. I don't like that defender has to get more than just a clean sheet to really make that worth it for me personally. Like, we only had 1 clean sheet last week. We've had 57 in the Premier League so far this season. The lowest total I think it's ever been. Have to watch the Strictly final instead. No, they haven't priced. They're priced to managers like, so they're basically like cheap. They're pretty cheap. Like the cheapest one you can get is 0.5. And imagine if you got like Ipswich with like plum fixtures, could be worth it. Could be worth it. It's probably going to be more effective around those double game weeks, though, is my opinion. If you played the triple captainship already, then that's it. Yeah. Odegaard, Bruno, or keep Mbeumo. I'd just keep Mbeumo. Hey, Offcore, how's it going, mate? Hope you're doing good. I want to roll transfers, man, but I just got a habit. Yeah, I just roll. Like, genuinely, having a little bit of patience sometimes just works out, like, so much better. It just does. Like, just roll, keep your transfers in play, you'll be fine. I don't think he's a must-buy. I don't genuinely think he's a must-buy, but he's a decent option. Yeah, he's not someone that I'd be like, yes, I have to get him in. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it genuinely could be one of the ways to go in 36 or 38. Yeah. Getting the captaincy right has massively helped me. Having the differentials has also helped me gain a lot of rank. But having that solid, like, kind of captaincy most weeks has meant that I'm not, like, getting pulled back or pulled forward a little bit. So, yeah, I don't think there's any need to go for the risky captain picks. It's going for people that... Like, I went for Visser when he was around 5%. I got in early on Cunha when he was below 10%. Those are more the gambles that I think are better taking rather than captaincy. Captaincy should be your bread and butter. It shouldn't probably go outside the Palmer, the Salah, the Hall and the Saka. It shouldn't. Unless they're not playing or they've got really difficult fixtures and there's a plum. That's the only reason I probably would go outside of that. Thoughts on Jenny Taylor? Who the hell is Jenny Taylor? Roll on 2025, yeah. It's going to be a good year. I'm feeling confident for the channel. I hope you guys are as well. Plenty of good stuff coming up on the second channel as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a decent year, I reckon. Bench Rodgers or Burn? Ooh, probably Burn. What do you win if they win the cup? I think you win like an Xbox and a football or something. Thoughts on the player Brentford are looking at? Huge anus, golden made me ask. Bloody hell, Golden. He's a joker, isn't he? He's a joker. Huge anus. Oh dear. I knew he'd send some clowns over. Thank you very much, Golden, for sending some fans over. You are being raided from Tom. Me and Tom are very good friends. I have a lot of time for him. Should I do transfers? Wood and Pedporo out for Isak and Hall? No, not for me. Not with Pedporo's fixture this week. Wood's got an okay fixture, so yeah, I don't think I'd do either of those moves. He's gone off. He's gone offline now. He has gone offline now. But yeah, we'll probably wrap up the stream, I reckon, maybe in like 10, 15 minutes, something like that. Dyche in 36. Oh no, not Dyche. No, I don't do team IDs. I just do the Twitter ones. So if you want to send me a team on Twitter, go for it. Go for it. Oh, this jumper makes my blooming biceps look massive. Thoughts on triple captain in Palmer? Nope. Save it for that Liverpool double game week if you've got it left over, mate. 24 is going to be that week. They've got Bournemouth and Everton. That's your plum. Play it then, mate. Play it then. Play it then. I captained Mbeumo as a differential captain and it bumped me up 100,000 places. Fair enough. Fair enough. If you went that way and it worked out for you, great. But I'd say on a more consistent basis, going with the reliable boys is going to be the way forward. But yeah, that's kind of my kind of way that I've gained a lot of rank this week. Is just sticking with the bread and butter. Sticking with the bread and butter. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline. Thoughts on Haaland and Neto for Palmer and Isak? That's a tempter. That is a tempter. I probably would go for it. If you're going to captain Palmer as well, yeah, I'm all there for that one. It was a one-off. Hey, if it worked out, it worked out. Take it. If you could only captain one player for the season under 8 million, who would you go with? Probably Brian. Genuinely probably would be Brian Mbeumo. He plays 90 minutes every week on penalties. Brentford are one of those teams that win just games randomly, and Brian is one of the players that's always involved. So, yeah, if it was under 8 million, probably would be. I'm going for it. Yes, come on, Owen, baby. Come on down. Love that from you, mate. Absolutely love that from you. Yes, the Wolves players will be going in 19. So the plan is to roll next week. Take 3 into game week 9. No. Roll next week. Probably roll the week after. Take maybe 3 or 4 into 19, depending how the team's looking. Then we'll be getting rid of... Or is it 18? Might be 18. Then we're probably looking at a John Philippe Mateta, a Jimenez, a Wood for Cunha. And then 8 Nuri will be either a Colwell or a Munoz. There you go. Facing a guy who hasn't touched his team since game week 3. They're the worst, though, because they'll just have random players that will just pop up. They will just have random players. I don't know who I'm playing this week. Let's have a look. See what this guy's team's saying. Cups. Well, I got through the next round with a bye. Arnie Slot's Army. He has a good team. No Salah, though. Then he's called Arnie Slot's Army. Yeah, interesting one, that, mate. Interesting. Yeah, Watkins. Eesh. Yeah. That's what I mean, like, going against the bread and butter sometimes, not going to be worth it. Like, Watkins on his own was probably just a good enough pick anyway. So I don't think you needed necessarily to do that. That's what it is, I guess. Unfortunately. I'm out of the cup. Do we get a second chance? That's it. See you later. If you're out, you're out. Don't bother coming back. Mateta, as someone that went for Nketiah at the start of the season, I would say enjoy it. Bro, the fixtures are good. He's playing 90s. He's playing 90s. He is playing consistent 90s at the moment. And we get to sing the song. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Like, you can't tell me that's not a good vibe. You can't tell me it's not. The thinking behind the Palmer captain, top of predicted points. Chelsea have the best on the betting markets as well. On the 11-5 model as well, he is top for projected goal involvement. So there's just a lot leaning towards him, as you can see here. Like a massive jump between him and Salah. Brentford's poor away form, only 1 win on the road. 1 point on the road, should I say, so far this season. Brentford are also sat 16th for expected goals conceded. So yeah, there's a lot going for it. You should be able to see how many managers have scored and their pricing, I believe, on the website somewhere. Yeah. Onana or Fabianski? Probably would have to say Fabianski, wouldn't you? Probably would play João Pedro, for me personally. That's the way I go on that one. Probably João Pedro. But yeah, there was my thoughts on Palmer captaincy and the reasons behind it. So yeah, I'd do that. The thing is, I don't think I'd sell my goalkeepers. I'd just leave them. Honestly, unless you're on a wildcard, leave them. I'd probably only buy into the premium ones and that's it. A Craig Dawson gift. The Craig Dawson gifts are back out. I need to upgrade. I need to get some more of those in for the chat for you guys, don't I? For the members. Hi Tom, start Enzo or Rodgers? Probably going to be Enzo on that one. Yeah, I probably would go Enzo. Right, guys, I am going to leave it there in terms of today's deadline stream. Of course, all the big boys are active, so go and, you know, give someone else a love, or maybe go and check out a smaller channel. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I've got stuff to do today. So unfortunately, I won't be around till the end of the deadline. I'll tweet my team out, tweet my EFL team out as well. I know a few people have been asking me about that one as well. Love all those emojis just spammed in the chat like that. Absolutely love that. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. There will be a video out from me tonight as well. Of course, we'll probably have a reaction stream maybe tomorrow as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But yeah, thank you very much for everybody that's been in today's stream. Massively appreciate you all. Lots of love. Cracking little stream. Love it. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.